So this is a mug that I threw yesterday and covered it last night so that it's just about ready to take a handle. This is the mug that I threw in the last demo, which didn't get wrapped and is completely bone dry. You can see that it's completely dry. So that will not get the handle, and this is the one that will. This one here, I wired it, but it's still soft enough. And it's just popped off this tile, and that's going to be the finished bottom. Yeah, it's still a little wet, so we'll let that dry for a little bit longer and then put a handle. Just a little chunk of clay. Doesn't have to be much. It's usually enough right there for a mug that size. Clean my area. And I start to roll it out and do a coil. And I want a slight taper to it. That's about what I'm looking at. I want to slice it at an angle. Use clean your tools. And then I'm going to tamp this edge down. Once I tamp this edge, flatten this out. I want it to have kind of a rounded top, little mushroom shaped top, and a little bit of a flange coming out. Kind of looks like a little railroad spike. Then I'm going to score this. Just a little dab of water on that. And I'm going to drape this across my hand like this and hold it just like that. So I'm gripping the entire lug in my hand. I'm going to take my mug. Usually I'll have this in my lap, so I could support it with my lap, but I'm going to hang on to it here. And I'm going to take this lug, and again, look where it's going on, about halfway in between. And I'm going to work that lug right in there. Usually put a couple thumb marks there, and I'll turn it up, and I'll take that area that was a little extra clay, and I use that to work it in to the mug. I have a bucket of, I'm holding this mug directly over a bucket of water. Grab that water, and I'm going to hold this mug so the handle's facing straight down. I have my thumb just behind the handle, so that this way I could turn the mug back and forth like this. In this hand, I could turn a quarter turn, a quarter turn. I can have my thumb in the back, and a quarter turn, and a quarter turn, and my thumb is in the front. So turn this, finger in the back, thumb in the back, thumb in the front. So I'm going to alternate between those two positions. My hand is making like an oval shape with my finger and my thumb. So whatever shape I make this, my hand, then that's what shape the handle's going to be. So I start to pull. And that pressure is constant the whole way down. I'm not grabbing hold of it and yanking on this handle. I'm just grabbing some clay and stretching it. It's more of a stretch. If I have some clay up in here, I'll come in with my thumb, grab some of that, pull it down in. And I'm just slowly pulling and stretching that clay. Sometimes I'll take my thumb and initiate these finger swipes or thumb swipes, and then go back to pulling again. Thumb on the top, and then thumb underneath. And again, once in a while, I'll come up with my thumb and just try to drag some of that clay that's close to the mug into the handle. More thumb swipes, keep going back and forth with that. Pulling some more from the back end. Okay, now I'm going to attach it. Now when I attach it, I'm going to take my thumb, slide it down the top of the handle, and then bring the handle up. Make sure it's nice and straight. Finish right down at the bottom where I scored it. Put a little bit of pressure. Take my rib or anything you can to cut that off with. And then I just go back and forth with my thumb to really seal that on there. And then I'll just go in and really clean up this curve on the inside. I don't want to mess with it too much. I'll come back later and clean up around here with a paintbrush and a sponge. But I just want to get that clay in there. Smoothed out, and come in and maybe pull this up a little bit, pull that out a little. With your finger so it slides over the clay and doesn't grab it. I'm just concentrating on this negative space between the handle and the mug. Sure it's straight. Working in a little bit more. That's pretty much it. I don't want to go much further than that. I'm going to put it aside. I'm going to let this handle set up a little bit to catch up to the consistency of the mug, which is about leather hard. Then I'll go back once this is set up a little bit and I could touch it up. Last thing I want to do is sign my name on the bottom. And that's it. Let it dry slowly so that the handle doesn't pull away from the mug. Okay, and so that's a mug, pulled and handled. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, and we'll see you next time.